Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. For this video, we will be taking a look at the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy Voyager class Optimus Primal. So, like the prior videos, I said that we've finally come to the conclusion of this War for Cybertron Trilogy, the third part, Kingdom, which everyone was excited for because it was going to be a return to Beast Wars. Now, like I explained before, Beast Wars wasn't my cup of tea. Only because when it came out, I was a angsty teenager trying to be more adult. So I wasn't looking into watching a lot of new cartoons back then. That was the time that this animated series came out. So yeah, I did not have time back then to acclimate myself to the Transformers now being techno-organic beings. Or should I say, robots that disguise themselves as dinosaurs or animals or the like, okay? So that's the only reason that I wasn't into Beast Wars. But I'm quite sure if it came a bit earlier, maybe during the time when I was like 12, 13, or 14 years old, I might have watched it. Or if it came out during the time that I just embraced my geekdom, I would have probably watched it as well. But what was out when I decided that I don't care anymore? I'll watch what I want to watch. I don't remember. But yeah, that's the only reason why I wasn't that into Beast Wars. And I am quite guessing that that's why probably most of Transformer fans are generational. They are exposed to a certain series during their formative years, and then time skip. They would be more young adults looking to be more mature, so they decided to forgo that for a bit, and then that's when that new series would come out, and then they wouldn't have the time to know the lore or familiarize themselves with the series. And when they came back to the geekdom, to their fandoms, they would be still looking for the series that was airing during their formative years. So I guess that's where the hate or the misunderstanding between the generations of fans between Transformers come from. Well, in my case, that's it. But I don't really have hate for Beast Wars. Of course, if I was asked to choose between G1 and Beast Wars, I would choose G1 only because that was my generation. Though, if given a choice between all of the existing Transformers series, would I choose G1? Probably not. I'd probably choose Transformers Prime. Yeah, I guess I think that was the series that came out when I came back. So yeah. Anyway, today we are gonna take a look at another toy. This is the big kahuna of the Maximals, Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy Voyager class Optimus Primal, leader, the leader of the. Of course, they would release this, and I'm really glad that they released this first wave. Of course, they're gonna release it first wave, since you have to put your best foot forward for this. And so far, the War for Cybertron Trilogy Kindom figures are nothing short of amazing. Okay, so once again, before we open up the box, which is a very, very nice box with wonderful artwork, you could already see it. The robot mode Primal, and his alt mode, his animal form, that silverback gorilla. Is it a silverback gorilla? The scaling on these robots, like I said, I'm not really familiar with Beast Wars. I've watched a couple of episodes. I know bits and pieces from watching videos of other people, but I'm not really familiar. But the scaling of them is quite weird, okay? Especially for the animals. And of course, time period wise, are there cheetahs during the dinosaur period? I'm not really sure. Also with the gorillas or anything. So yeah, that's the weird part, but I get it. You have more predatory animals against more mammalian animals. Um, Maybe that's just style choice between the designers of the show. Anyway, yes, I've said anyway like 4 times in a span of a minute. Sorry. So yeah, this is Primal. The box is wonderful. The Kindom War for Cybertron Trilogy promo art is also wonderful. Though I would say that this would be my least favorite of the three. Only because it looks a bit less rendered than the other two were. I don't know. It just has that feeling that since this is the last piece, it was not the best. Looking at the back, you have that product shot. When they announced Optimus Primal, I was watching this and one of the Pulse fan thingy Hasbro has been doing. And I was excited for this. I'm really not familiar with the character, but I wanted to have a representation of the Maximals in my collection. And I'm really glad that Hasbro did more modern takes on their Beast Wars properties. So enough of my preamble. This is a wonderful box. I am keeping the boxes. Why? I just want to keep the boxes because the artwork is really wonderful, and I do hope I get a Primal card. I'm gonna get pissed if I don't get a Primal card. Well, I probably won't. With my luck at draws and everything, I probably won't. Anyway, I'm gonna open this up. I'll come back and then look at the figure. So I have him out of the box, but still in his carton placeholder so that he doesn't move around in the box, which is a great initiative by Hasbro, by the way. I've said this prior in my videos that I really like Hasbro's initiative to lessen the plastics in their packaging, because let's face it, plastics hurt the environment, and the amount of Transformers that I bought in the past few years, I really think that I hurt the environment with all those plastic thingies, especially here that we do not, in this country where we do not have that great of a recycling capability. Anyway, kudos to Hasbro for the environmental initiative. Let's see which card did I get, and I got another Black Arachnia. I guess this is to go back to when you were kids, that you get cards, you don't want a card, you look for other kids that had the card that you wanted. Anyway, I got 2 of these already. There are no weapons stored at that cubbyhole in the bottom of the box. All of his weapons are here. So yeah, okay. So I'm gonna free him up, then we'll take a look at the figure itself. For real this time. Okay, so now we have him outside of his box. Well, fully out of his box. He comes with these two blade thingies. They look really cool. They kind of remind me of the weapons that my own character have. For those who are not familiar, I am a comic book writer. Well, a aspiring comic book writer. I'm not really published or anything. I self-publish my stuff, but nobody would publish my stuff. So yeah, you could say I'm a wannabe comic book writer. So it kind of reminds me of that, of the dual wield Filipino weapons. I forgot what it's called. I mean, you could call it a gulok or a tabak, but or a machete if you're more familiar with the Latin Hispanic versions of it. It is a machete. So kind of cool. Not kind of cool. It's actually cool. He is a short, stumpy Voyager. He kind of feels like a deluxe actually. For comparison, I'm gonna compare him with the Earthrise Autobot leader. So here is Prime. Both of them are Voyager class. No, this is a leader class. But if you have the Siege Optimus Prime, it has almost the same height as this one. I am gonna get it. I was going to get the Siege Optimus Prime, which is a Voyager like Primal here, but I got too lazy to climb up the storage. Anyway, we'll do with Earthrise Prime. Earthrise Prime is actually the same size as Siege Voyager Optimus Prime. Actually, this is a leader class, and you could see that he is way taller, almost the same girth, same width as him. And if you are gonna compare him with the other Earthrise Deluxes, to illustrate my point that he does feel like a deluxe, let's get a bigger deluxe. But this one is flimsier, way flimsier, and has less plastic. This feels robust actually. Robust meaning there's a lot of plastic, and you don't see a lot of hollowness in this. It's cool. Here, he is about around the same size as this guy. See? Trailbreaker. I forgot his name for a good few seconds there. Trailbreaker here is about the same size as a Voyager Optimus Primal. Yeah. But like I said, this feels more whole, feels more robust, feels more solid. Quite actually, there is no hollowness. If you would take a look at it, it's really solid. While this one is a bit flimsy, you could already see the hollowness in here and down there. So this feels like a premium toy. Sculpting is great. The fur texture all over here to simulate for when he is in his beast form is great. If you are a fan of animal toys like Schleich or any of even those cheap ones, kind of feels like that. So you know it does transform into an animal. There's already that feeling with it. To compare him with one of the only other Kindom Beast Wars figures that I have Cheetor here. Cheetor. And they look good together. I think the scale is about right. So, looking at him, he has a nice sculpted head. Oh yeah, just to illustrate how bad my knowledge of Beast Wars is, the only other Beast Wars toy that I have aside from Cheetor here, which I just bought like a couple of weeks ago, would be the Power of the Prime's Optimus Primal. I have the two versions, the one with the throne and the other one which transforms into a ship and into a gorilla that has a sort of space board or something like that. That's the only other Beast Wars related toy that I have. So the only other exposure to Beast Wars that I have is from my friend. My friend is a great Beast Wars fan. He collects the masterpieces. He collected the original Beast Wars toys. He's collecting this line now. So this is more of his line than mine. But like I said, I wanted the representation of the Maximals for my collection. And this is a great time to buy those. Well, for me anyway, since I would not want to hunt down those old toys. So, looking at the figure itself, very nicely sculpted with great fur details on the texture all around his body. Has paint apps, silver for his crotch, with dabs of metallic blue for those circular things for his chest as well. There is a flat gray, then silver, metallic blue, then metallic light blue, flat gray, the face as well. Thankfully, my copy has very clean paint apps. Though there is a bit of spurs on my copy, I mean, meaning the one who put this together did not clean up or wasn't able to clean up the head as well as I would have if I was the one who assembled this. The swords are very nice as well. It is molded in blue plastic with silver, metallic silver for paint for the blade part. And in the arms you could see a bit white paint applications and red paint application there, as well as on the feet, and it has that simulated robot gear, robot pistons on his feet. Pretty handsome figure. Also has shoulder mounted cannons which are affixed to his shoulders. Right? For articulation, his head is on a ball joint. Okay? It's a ball joint. And for articulation on the shoulders, you could rotate it and actually raise it sideways. And I raise it sideways. Yeah, I could raise it sideways like so. For the hips, he can do the splits this much. He has a thigh rotation there, slight thigh rotation. A knee bend, okay, and my light just died. Why did this die? I don't know. My other light died, so we are left with this one. Sorry for the dark video. I was saying it has a knee bend, very very pronounced knee bend there. Kind of weird knee bend. It's okay. Or is this? Yeah. There's also a bend there. That's not the actual knee bend. Sorry about that. It's supposed to tab in there, and the knee bend is here. Yeah. Ankle tilts, some slight ankle tilts there. And feet can go up and down a bit. And there is a bootcut swivel there. Is that a bootcut? Yeah, it's slightly swivels. I'm not sure it should move that much. Alright, so that's for the articulation and the details. Very nice figure. I have my lights working again. Some detail that I have missed. Okay. There is some blaster thing going on here in his forearms. Also, I did not say that he has bicep swivels and a knee band, a elbow band there. His wrists are also articulated, so you could rotate that, and he can actually open his hands. There is a single hinge there for all 4 of his fingers. For this blaster thingy on his hand, you could actually close this up, and just to access it, you just push this, and then you could just pull it here. So you could have it. There is a bit of articulation there as well, so it can go sideways like so, or you could just have it raised up like so. I'm having quite some paint chipping already on the thighs. There is a bit of a clearance issue between that thigh gap here, so be careful if you are a person who are a bit OCD about your paint apps on your toys. I suggest you be careful handling that. I just opened this one and there's already a paint chip there. And also there. Okay. So yeah, it has lots of details, this figure, and it is a wonderful toy. One thing other, you could also open this butt flap here to reveal a flight stand port. If you have a flight stand, you could use it. Do I have a flight stand available here? I do not have a flight stand readily available for. Maybe I do. Okay. I have a old. What is this? Does it fit? Yeah, it kind of fits. Well, anyway, you could use other flight stands if you want for posing purposes. But I usually just play with my toys. So yeah, very, very, very nice action figure. And it transforms too. So let's transform him. Alright, so let's transform him. I'm really enjoying this figure. I wasn't really expecting to enjoy this figure this much, but this is actually a very, very good figure. I can't stop saying that, but it is. Like I said, I'm not a Beast Wars fan, but this figure is stellar. Okay, so transform him. Let's do the upper part first. You unclip this part. Also, I forgot to mention, this construction allows him to have a bit of a butterfly joint. You see that already. See? Okay. So while that part is hanging out, you could flip this to reveal his gorilla chest, which is nicely sculpted. And also, I did not know if this is a intentional, but the slot where that bar goes into for the hinge kind of looks like monkey nipples, doesn't it? Okay, So now that you have that chest out, you could flip. I could raise this part. See, you could raise this one, and then have these shoulder cannons hidden here. Tuck those in. Now rotate this part, and then rotate the head like so, and then push this down again. Place this back to that cavity, and then orient the head properly. So you already have him in half beast mode. Alright, this shoulder guard, you flip that in like so. Flip that down. I mean, and there is there now. You just so that to hide those robot bits. For his legs, rotate it. So, and then making sure that the knee pads, which I did not intentionally unpeg before, those should not be unpegged. For his robot feet, you just flip up like so to hide it, and then using those knee bends, so, and then this flap here, tight like so, and then cover those kibble. Have him remove, and you could have him do the traditional gorilla pose. Sorry. Uh-oh. There we go. Now, there are going to be instances where the robot bits will peek through if you are posing him as a gorilla, especially in the back. But this is a pretty nice gorilla form, pretty nice beast form for Optimus Primal. The fur sculpting is top notch. I really do like the texture that they placed on here. It's just not smooth. There's a bit of a coarseness to it, which adds something to it. Also, the gorilla head is nicely sculpted. No articulation at the mouth, so there's no roaring. You could not do the roaring pose. Still, this is a pretty nice figure for a gorilla. Can he do? I think he can do. Yes, he can do the. There's no inner. I wish there was a articulation that would allow his hand to do this, but could still do the. Oops, and I just sorry about this. I just popped it off from the mushroom peg, but that's easily remedied. You just put it back there. You can still do the chest pounding thing. To actually stand him upright, just and peg those kneecaps, peg those, and then there's a double joint here. Do that, okay. Unpeg the kneecaps, and then bend him like so. So now he can. Now he looks like he's pounding his chest. This is a pretty nice toy. There is a weird articulation here. You could actually have his toes point down. I guess if you want to put him on a ledge somewhere, it looks like he's gripping that surface if you're gonna pose him there, like so. But otherwise, you can't stand him when he has his toes pointing down. You could also leave those shoulder cannons out, and if you leave that out, he looked like a gorilla with shoulder mounted shoulder mounted guns. But in this pose, there are robot bits showing, but it's okay. It's kind of okay. It's still okay, actually. You could hide it if you want. See, you can have him. Okay. See, now he's looking like he's lunging forward. This is an awesome toy. Okay? I highly suggest you get this one. Most of the people that I know are saying this is the best mainline representation of Optimus Primal. Of course, they would still like that masterpiece version, but this is from the main line, and this is retailed at a more affordable rate. So this one would be probably the best choice if you're just going to give it to your kid to play with. Also, to store this weapon, there is slots here, and I've seen this. You could actually place them here. So storage. For the articulation in his gorilla mode, the head can actually has a hinge there that actually allows it to so that when he is in this position, he can still look at the camera. You can move it side to side. The face is really expressive for some, even if it's stuck in just one facial expression. It's still expressive because of its ability to move, actually. Very nice, very nice, very, very nice toy. So yeah, this is my look. Thank you for joining me in taking a look at this figure. And still have 2 more other figures to look at tonight. I will upload those videos soon. Thank you for watching. Please do leave a like, share the video. Also, please do subscribe to the channel. And if you do subscribe, please do click on that notification bell so that you know when I'll be uploading other stuff. Thank you for watching. This is me, and this is Optimus Primal signing off, and see you at the next video.